Hey everybody, welcome. I got a lot of problems with you people this year. A lot of problems with you people. And you're going to hear about them today. You know why? Today is Festivus. And we'll start with the airing of the grievances. Stay tuned, and we're going to air those grievances. Well. Welcome back. And happy Festivus. Festivus, one of my favorite days of the year. One of my favorite days of the year. And we'll get into that in a minute. Smoking some Chelsea morning if you didn't watch my Yabo just a minute ago. Bing's favorite, Mila stem. Love it. And I'm starting to become, sounds pretty dry, I'm starting to find I really like pipe tobacco, my pipe tobacco, a lot better if it's dry, or not crunchy dry, but drier. So anyhow, and I have some notes today. I printed some stuff out because I found some stuff on Festivus that I thought was very interesting. Now, after I get to the point, I will air my grievances today. And Festivus will not be over until Curmudgeon Piper pins me down. He can't do it. So Feats of Strength is the last part of the Festivus celebration. So until Doug tracks me and pins me, Festivus will continue. I think it's going to be a long Festivus because I don't see that happening. Anyhow, Festivus, a holiday for the rest of us. This article was written by a young lady, Lauren Novak. I'm assuming she's young. Shame on me for assuming. It was written on December 21st at 5:43 p.m. And it was in the Remind magazine, the home of nostalgia. You ever get overwhelmed with the holiday season? Too many gifts to buy, dinners to prepare, annoying family members that you're pressured to mingle with. This year, you could tell your family and your friends that you're celebrating Festivus on December 23rd instead. On Festivus, you could air your grievances and see who the strongest family member is. And it can be friends. It doesn't have to be just family. That's why I said I challenged Doug, in this case, Curmudgeon Piper. He's fairly close, but, again, we shall see. But you could have friends too. Okay? On Festivus, you would talk about airing the grievances. If you're a Seinfeld fan, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The holiday of Festivus was made possible on the Seinfeld episode titled The Strike. Fantastic episode. That's one where we found out that Kramer was on strike for multiple years from H.H. Bagel, and they finally called the strike over. And he's the only guy that went back. Festivus was inspired in real life. Writer Dan O'Keefe brought the holiday to our sitcoms. Inspired by his real life, writer Dan O'Keefe brought the holiday to our sitcom streams. O'Keefe's father invented the holiday as a way to celebrate the season without being burdened by the commercialism or religious duties of Christmas back in the 60s. Festivus goes back to the 60s. On Seinfeld, Festivus is celebrated every year on December 23rd, today. Okay? But O'Keefe said his family would kind of treat it as a floating holiday tradition. So I guess when they could get together. Interesting. O'Keefe once shared it was entirely more peculiar than what was on the show. but admitted that the airing of grievances in which the family shares their disappointments from the year and the wrestling matches were inspired by real life events. He added that there was no Festivus pole, but his father did have a clock in a bag, which he would never reveal what that symbolized. So I don't know if it's the stopping of time or the hiding of time. Maybe next year I'm going to get a Festivus pole and I'm going to have a clock in a bag to celebrate it the right way. The phrase, a Festivus for the rest of us, actually has quite a sad backstory. It was the motto that the family used after the death of the older O'Keefe's mother to signify a party for a living. At first, O'Keefe fought against the made-up holiday, and on the show, using it on the show, but the writers and Jerry Seinfeld thought it would be hilarious. Turns out they were right. One of my favorite episodes. Fans of Seinfeld will never forget Festivus, and I would imagine some actually celebrate it every year. I do. I know quite a few do. That's kind of why I challenged Curmudgeon. He celebrates Festivus as well. So there's a lot of us that celebrate Festivus. Gather your friends and family, make some meatloaf, put up the aluminum pole, get ready to air your grievances. Happy Festivus! And if you need a little reminder, go back and watch that Seinfeld episode. And we've come to the point in this video to where I'm going to air my grievances for this year. I reserve the right to go back and add more grievances, even though that may not totally be in the spirit of Festivus. That's what we're going to do here. Here are some of my grievances. First of all, the president that took over where I worked and ran the building in the ground, William, I got a real problem with you. A real problem with you. Managing everything by the P&L and don't give a crap about people. It shows. It shows. So William, again, a lot of problems with you. And I should say, I have a couple swear words slip out here, guys. You may want to turn it off if you're totally opposed to that, but I'm not going to cuss like I did in my sailor days, but there's probably going to be something that'll slip out. The economy. What in the hell is going on with the economy? You can't go to the grocery store without spending $50, and all you got was a loaf of bread, a piece of cheese, and you know, some lettuce, maybe a banana or two. Same thing with gas, $50. The economy, I've got a real freaking problem with you this year. My past coworkers from my last job, I got a problem with all you freaking idiots. Your little cliques and your little how you weed people out and how you treated people. How you all came together and basically stole from the hourly employees so that you could get your bonus. Yeah, that's right. You stole. You shut down hourly employee programs so you could get your bonus. I was the only one that stood up there and said, don't do it. If I make less of a bonus, so be it. Don't take anything from my people. You did it anyway, and you screwed me out of my bonus. So on all of you, I got a major problem. You're in that too, Slick Willie. Let's roll on through the grievances for this year. My neck. I got a real problem with you, neck. Since February, I have been in pain. And not just you as a neck, I got a problem with you neck doctors because nothing you're doing is working. I've been to the orthopedic, I've had MRIs, x-rays, was going to have surgery, now not going to have surgery, living in pain every day. Finally, they think it's arthritis. Even though you called it torticollis, I went through physical therapy. I did acupuncture, chiropractic, massage. You cannot think of a treatment that I didn't try. I bought so many freaking muscle rubs and creams that Mrs. Buckeye we can't even figure out where to put them on. None of it works. So they throw me some muscle relaxers. That doesn't work. It helps, but I'm still dying to the point of I thought about going to the ER last night. Okay, so my neck, I got a real freaking problem with you this year. While we're on body parts, prostate, I got a problem with you this year. You decided it would be cool to become enlarged. So thank you for whoever in my family had a large prostate and passed that on hereditarily. So now I get to take medicine the rest of my life for an enlarged prostate. Not cancerous, not anything else. So thank you for that. No problems. And my son just got here, so the dogs are going nuts. But the grievances will roll on. The job market. I got a real problem with you, job market. This is one of the worst I've ever seen. Everybody thinks if you're not working, you're not trying. Boo, crap. Go over to LinkedIn. I'm putting in for jobs. There's 3, 4, 5, 600 people. I put in for one job. There was 3,200 people. They can't even get your resume sorted to do that. So that's a real problem. I'm doing my Festivus video, so go on in. A real problem for a lot of people. So that's a grievance that I have. Another grievance this year is companies who insist on making you do multiple interviews. Sorry for the dogs. Taking months to decide on one position. Dragging your ass all over the state, hours away to interview. Because the in-person, you couldn't just do what normal people do, and that is a video interview, a phone call, a video interview, and an in-person. No, you had to do 65 video interviews, talk to everybody in Jesus, go all over the damn place, and then you say, whatever, no thanks. Screw you, companies that have multiple interviews like that. If you can't figure out who you want to hire within a week to 2, you don't need to be doing interviews. I've done more interviews than you can shake a stick at. You know right away. Now, I'm fine doing due diligence for a few weeks, but you don't need to take months. Well, I'm on a topic. Companies that post on LinkedIn or any other social media that they're looking for a rock star. Screw you. You know what that tells me when you're looking for a rock star? That you don't want to train anybody. You don't want to develop anybody. I have always lived by the premise that you hire for the heart and you develop, teach the hands. We need a rock star. What is rock star? I talked to one company. I said, what does rock star even mean? I said, first of all, it tells me I don't want to apply to your company. Thank you. Second of all, it tells me that you're going to miss a lot of applicants. And why? What the hell's a rock star? Quantify what a rock star is. A lot of people wouldn't say that they're a rock star. And there'd be some people that are terrible that probably do think they're rock stars. So screw you companies that look for rock stars. We're looking for our next rock star to join our team. How about you hire somebody that's qualified and you develop them? Like we used to do. My ears. Double middle fingers to you, ears. They've always rang since the Navy. I've always had a little bit of problem with them in quiet rooms or whatever. Yeah, I know I should get with the Navy and think, and go back to the VA, and we're working on that. But I had trouble with sleeping, so I'd have a fan or something. This year, they have started to ring and ring and ring and won't stop, and it's driving me crazy. So screw you, ears. I've got a major problem with you. Hell with you, eye surgeon that did my stepdad's eye surgery. Unfortunately, this year he had his lens was slipping off. Forget what they call it. There's a name for it. He had the surgery, and the doctor just did a crap job. Nothing worked out. A lot of problems. I won't go into his health problems, but I will tell you, that guy gets the big middle finger. Major problem with you, surgeon boy. I didn't even want to do more surgeries. Or that one didn't work. No, you're an idiot. Ohio State football. I got a freaking problem with you. 2 games that I got a problem with you. And yes, I am going to use the Peach Bowl that was technically started on December 31st. But guess what? That game ended after midnight on a missed 50-yard field goal that would have put the Buckeyes in the national championship game. And they would have probably easily won the national championship game against TCU, just as Georgia did. And then this year, you start out so good. Then you go up to Michigan, and you want to act like you don't know how to play football. Got a real problem with you guys. Now, I ain't going to call in death threats. There's a lot of craziness going on in Ohio. I heard last night Ryan Day the head coach had to have security for 2 months after the game, which is about right now. It's crazy. Death threats to kids. I don't do that, but I could be pissed off that I'm mad at you. My entire body. I've got a major problem with you. If it's not the neck, the ears, the prostate, a damn cough I couldn't get rid of for like 9 weeks. I know I'm older. I'm advanced in my age. You could see it in my goatee a little bit. But come on, body. We had a good year. Lost 60-some pounds, 70 pounds. Spent a lot of time working out, walking. Set my walking record, 10.4 miles on one walk this year. It was one of the hottest days. I was dumb for doing it, but I could have went further. Thanks, body. We'll see what we can do this year. Cleveland Browns injuries. I got a real problem with all the Browns getting injured. I had heard at one point like 26% of their injured people, 26% of the roster was injured injured. Went through 4 quarterbacks in October. To put that in perspective, the Chargers haven't went through 4 quarterbacks in 30 years, I think is what it said. 20 years, maybe 20 or 30. So, no, 2005. 18 years. They've had 4 quarterbacks in 18 years. We had 4 quarterbacks in October. So, like Currudgeon said, sit down. Injuries. Now, still the Browns are 9-7 and fighting for a playoff spot. So we're going to hope that they continue to play well. But what would it be if we had Nick Chubb and the offensive line back healthy and we had our defense 100% healthy? It's one of the best in the NFL anyway. And we had a healthy quarterback. I don't know if it was Deshaun Watson or who, but whatever. Hell with you, injuries. Lastly, I got a real problem with chicken gizzards and liver. Who in the hell in the year of our Lord 2023 still puts chicken gizzards and liver on a damn menu? And who the hell's eating it? Well, I know one person, my brother. Nasty. Nasty. Who is eating this stuff? Stop it. Just stop it. so we can get back to a normal menu. Thank you. Those are my grievances. Again, I reserve the right to add some more. Would love to hear your grievances. Make a VR if you want. Drop a link below deck. If you got a problem with me, I want to hear about it, because I probably got a problem with you. So let's air these grievances for the year. I'll close by telling you all happy Festivus. It's been, despite the grievances, we're alive, we're healthy for the most part. I mean, nothing seriously wrong. There's millions of people out there that would trade places. So the grievances will always be there. But just remember, celebrate the Festivus. Take some time with your friends and family and enjoy them this Festivus season. And feats of strength, curmudgeon, bring your ass on. Festivus rolls until you stalk me down and try to pin me, which you will not be able to do. Happy Festivus, everybody. Enjoy your day. And the clicker won't work.